Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Amethyst Dream Witch, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about cleansing and just some bits of information that you could find useful. It's one of those topics where if you were to say online on social media, I need a cleansing, I need to do a cleansing, what would you recommend? Someone somewhere will automatically say you need to sage your house, or you need to smudge your house, your home, house, home, interchangeable, same thing to me right now. And to a certain degree, they could be right. But there's been a lot of talk about cultural appropriation around sage, the use of it, the over harvesting of it. But you can use sage. Sage is something that you can use. So for example, if you have a sage plant in your garden and you take cuttings from it, dry them out, and wrap them as you would a bundle like this, you can use it. I was gifted this and it has literally not been touched. I haven't touched it purely because I haven't felt I needed to use this. It's not been something that I personally have felt I needed, and that's okay. That's my personal feeling. If you feel you want to use something like this, know that white sage is the type of sage that is typically used in a bundle like this. This is what's known as a smudge bundle, smudge kit, smudge stick even. They can be as long or as short as people want. It's completely up to the creator of them. But you can have one of these. You can use one of these. I do also have white sage incense cones, and these are cones. I don't think I've used these, purely because I'm not a massive, I think sage is overly suggested, overly used. My opinion. If you want to use sage, go for it. Use it to your heart's content. But I wanted to talk about some options, other options. Now, sometimes people say that, when you get home from a long day at work, or you've just had a long, tiring day in general, you sometimes just want to have a shower or have a bath and soak your cares away. Guess what? That's cleansing. Water is cleansing, because it literally washes you. It genuinely washes you. So it's cleansing. You can use water, you can use a bath, a shower, however you do that, however you get yourself clean in that sense, you can use that to spiritually, energetically cleanse yourself. It's a little bit different when it comes to the home, but I'm getting there. Don't worry, it's going to get covered. You can use herbs. There's herbs, there's crystals, there's all sorts of incense out there. I have a personal favourite. It's it is what it is. But alongside the smudge, the sage, there's Palo Santo, which typically is found in shops looking rather similar to this. Again, I received this in the same package as that sage bundle. I haven't used it. I haven't wanted to use it. But it's an option. I have it as an option should I ever feel I want to use it. It's an option. It's there. I didn't go out and buy it. I received it as a gift. Admittedly, I went and bought the sage incense cones, but that's as much as I've bought when it comes to white sage. I personally try to avoid it because I'm not, as far as I'm aware, I'm not of Native American ancestry. I don't have Native American ancestors. As far as I'm aware, I haven't yet done I haven't yet done one of those testing kit thingies. I haven't done one. I'll get around to it at some point. But Palo Santo, holy wood. It's another cleanser. Again, it's used in a very similar way where you light one end, allow the flame to, allow there to be embers when you blow it out so that there's still some smoke and you're not burning it all in one. But yeah, that's Palo Santo. That's another option. So we've spoken about water. Incense for days. There's so much incense. Although before I get to that, in a previous witch casket many moons ago, I believe it might have been October. It was either October 21 or October 22. It's one of those two. It's one of the two. It was one of the Octobers. I'm fairly certain of it. I could be wrong, but it's definitely a witch casket thing. I received this little package of cleansing essentials. Now, again, I haven't really used anything in this. I still have everything in it. I just haven't used it. I may gift it to a friend. I don't know. It's an option. But it came with a little info card, a list of all the things that are in it, and don't worry, I am going to go through it. So there's black salt, lovely package at the bottom, a lovely little sachet of black salt. Salt is grounding, but it's cleansing. It sucks up all the stuff that you don't want in it. It's good for removing negative energies. So if you want to have a cleansing bowl, you can have normal salt in there, but you can also put a little bit of black salt in. It's an option. We've got rope. This is rope incense, and I don't have anything that I could burn this with because you're supposed to hang it, and I don't have a hook for it, but it's rope incense. And it is supposed to be frankincense. It's supposed to have frankincense. Now, just want to double check something. Yep. So I also have a frankincense incense stick. So whether it's rope, a stick, a cone, frankincense is a good cleanser. Bog standard white candle, whether it's a tea light or a taller jar candle, pillar candle, any white candle, you can burn it with the intention to cleanse the space, and that is the most simple way of doing it. You can use crystals too. I've got 2 crystals here because I don't personally use any crystals apart from one. But there's plenty of crystals that can be used. But this is black tourmaline. It's a powerful protective stone, but it also dispels negative energy from within your space. So if you wanted to, you could stick that above your front door. Any door that has outside access, you could stick a piece above it, so that as you walk in, it bathes you in cleansing energy. It's an option. It's one option for one item, for one crystal, as to how you could use it. Now, you don't have to put it above your front door, your back door, any outdoor doors. It's purely a suggestion that came to me as I thought about it. But that came as a lovely little kit. Cleansing essentials. But then you don't necessarily need to have all of those. You also don't have to have any of them. You could use any incense that you wanted to, that you associate with cleansing. So if you found a rosemary incense, you could use that. I do associate rosemary with cleansing, but that's a separate thing. You can, as I said about you can have a bowl of salt to cleanse the space. To cleanse things, you can also put them in salt. Although double check with it when it comes to crystals. Some of them shouldn't be put in there. And some crystals shouldn't be put in water. So always double check whether a crystal is water safe or salt safe. But yeah, no, when it comes to crystals, selenite. This is a lovely selenite obelisk. Got two of these. Can't remember where I put the other one, but I've got another one of these somewhere in my home. But yes, you could just place it as close to the middle of your home as possible and allow it to cleanse the area. I used to have lots of smaller, unpolished ones of selenite, but I have boxed tarot decks, oracle decks as well, and where possible, if the box is much bigger than the deck itself and there's packaging that needs to stay put but can be removed momentarily, I've put a small piece of selenite in the box, so that deck is always cleansed. It's always ready for use as and when I choose to do so. You can also use clear or white quartz. Clear quartz is a good all-rounder substitute for any crystal you like. White quartz, I think there's something to do with the white. White's seen as a very cleansing colour, so anything white really. Black obsidian is another one. There's black tourmaline, there's black obsidian. I'm trying to think of any other cleansing crystals and I can't think of them off the top of my head. My brain is literally going, no, can't think. The ground is also cleansing. You can put things in the ground to cleanse them if they are safe to be buried in the ground. So that's also another option. You can put the crystals in the ground. Again, water, beware of rainfall. But whilst doing some research before I did this, I went through all of my incense and went, so some of the incense I know what I can use it for because it's either my favourite or it says on it, like this white sage cone box, there's a little description of what it can be used for. And that's nice and easy. It's easy to read, it's easy to see. I know what I'm it's easy to grab what I need. But there's also incense blends that I've received from Witch Casket, and there's 3 specifically that are all cleansing. There's a house cleansing specifically, and then there's 2 slightly more general cleansings. So there's bergamot and mint. There's a bergamot and mint blend. So if you've got some bergamot oil, bergamot essential oil, and mint essential oil, you can make an oil blend and use the oil blend as a cleanser if you've got a one of those oil diffusers. So that's another option. You can use essential oils to do this. There's also cedar and sandalwood. Cedar is a very good cleanser. I love the smell of it. Lovely. And then there's lemongrass and grapefruit. I don't have any lemongrass herb. I could have sworn I did, but I don't. I went through every herb jar in my collection and I can't find any. It is something to acquire though. I will say that. So I've got a lemongrass and grapefruit blend, which again, I've not used it because as much as it's great to have, it's not my favourite incense scent. There's also nag champa, if I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I'm really, really sorry. But there is this incense blend. This is a stick. It does come in incense sticks, I believe. I believe it's sticks. I believe it is. It says hand rolled. I believe it's incense stick. But there is this incense blend. Now, I'm not familiar with the Indian cultural side of things, but what I do know about this is good for purifying. And what is purifying? You are cleansing. Purifying is cleansing. So this is another option. So if you like the smell of this and you love the smell of this and you want to fill you've always wanted to fill your home with the smell of it, cleansing, constantly cleansing. It's absolutely, go for it. Knock yourself out. Not literally, please. My favourite incense, whether it's cone, stick or resin, dragon's blood. It's dragon's blood. This, I love the smell of it. This is my ultimate. If I'm gonna go for an incense, it's gonna be this one. Incense has been used to drive away evil and to drive evil and negativity away when burned. But it's also used for protection. So you're cleansing your energy, but you're protecting what you're cleansing at the same time. And here's what the resin. Quite a dark red. I'd get some out, but I don't want to get the dust everywhere because I don't know if it'll come out of my fingers. But yes, herbs that can be used. We've got hyssop. Lovely hyssop, dried hyssop particularly. Clover, although if you can get your hands on red clover, yes, and I have red clover. You can also use pine, cedar, pine. Yep, they're in the same family. They're not exactly the same, but they're in the very similar. I believe they're conifers. I could be very, very wrong. I'm really sorry if I'm messing up what type of plants and trees these all are. But pine resin. You could make your own incense blend using some red clover, some rosemary, As I said earlier, rosemary's a good one. Rosemary's a good one. Mint. I mean, it's in toothpaste. There's a reason why toothpaste is minty. It's cleansing. You could also use vervain. This is my little jar of vervain. And marjoram. Marjoram's another one. I didn't know that about marjoram. I've got but yeah, you could take a selection, take a couple of, 2 or 3 herbs, blend it with some resin, charcoal discs, and sprinkle some on the disc. There's more cleansing. You can also, there's some people say that when you want to use a deck, you have to pass it through the smoke of incense. Smoke's cleansing, incense, smoke, cleansing. It all makes sense really when you think about it. But something that some people don't realise is that sound can be cleansing. Because when you're in a bad mood, you listen to some of your favourite music, it can help release the emotions. It releases them so the emotions can go. Bells are also used. When I can remember to, I do like to use this little bell. It doesn't have a sharp sound, so warning to anyone, I am about to ring my little bell. So here goes. It's cleansing. I like to use it sometimes when I remember. But yeah, no, those are all options for cleansing. You can also use the energy of the moon to cleanse. Full moon, new moon energy is good for cleansing. It's a new beginning. It just gives everything a new start. If you want to put crystals out, or anything that you want to use within a spell or ritual, you can put it on a windowsill that will see some, that will see the outside, rather than a hallway, stairway. And yeah, just leave them in the moonlight for night before, night of, night after. Night of is obviously the most powerful, but the full moon is used to charge things. That's when they get given their purpose. So the new moon is for cleansing, full moon for charging with intention, with purpose. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's been interesting for you. If you have any questions, please do ask, and you never know, I will happily answer questions in another video. If you help me to learn, I will happily pass that information back, because why not? It's only fair if you guys help me to learn that I help you to learn. That's how I see it. But anyway, I hope that's given you some ideas about cleansing and what you could use for cleansing. You don't have to agree with anything I've said. You can use whatever you feel or whatever you associate with cleansing most. It is genuinely up to you. So I hope you found this helpful. Any questions, pop them in the comments, and I will see you all again soon. Stay safe, everyone, and blessings to you all.